Hello people, it's another time on the program Woman to Woman on independent television with yours truly, the adorable Adesuwa Usawage. Yes, I got you there. I'm the adorable. Yeah, Woman to Woman is a program where we do everything woman. Everything that's got to do with a woman. And today we want to look at the married woman. Who is the married woman? Does this alone makes you the married woman? Talking about the ring finger now. You know, most women wear rings and then they brandish it. Before you say one thing, they're like this, as in, you know. Does this ring you're wearing makes you a married woman? That's the question. Is it the way you dress? Is it the way you talk to people? Is it because you have a man in your life? Does that make you married? These and many more are some of the questions we're going to unravel on the program Woman to Woman. And joining me to do all of these is a woman who is grounded, well grounded in relationship and marriage matters. She's a seasoned counselor and a woman of God, and of course an adorable woman too. Join me as I make welcome Joel Egwono Igibo Jacob. It's nice to have you join us today.
Thank you, Sister Desuwa.
And you sure do look smashy.
Thank you.
Ah, she got me, Sister Desuwa. Well, I'm tripping already. Thank you. So we're looking at the married woman. Who is the married woman?
Very beautiful questions. Viewers out there, God bless you. A married woman is a unique person, a dynamic one, and a beautiful one for that matter. But who is truly a married woman? A married woman is that woman that a man is fully married to. That is, your bride price has been paid. You got wedded in the church, or you got wedded legally in the registry. So when all these are done according to your tradition,
okay,
all the traditional rites has been done, then you can say, I am a married woman.
Okay.
Living with my husband at home.
And if the husband is not living with the woman at home, can you still qualify or, you know, see that woman as a married woman? Because sometimes you see that a man works in Calabar, so to speak, and the wife is in Benin, or a wife works in Calabar, the husband is in Ibadan, or maybe one of them is living abroad. Would you still call that married couple?
Yes. She's still a married woman. It's just that because of the life challenges financially, they cannot just sit at home and be looking at themselves because they are married. Probably before they got married, the man was working. They were living in Benin, or they were living together in Warri or in Lagos, and along the line the man was transferred. Definitely the man will go for his job. So she's still a married woman, though to not be like they are married, they are distant from each other. It's good, but there are challenges.
Okay, I'm going to take you up on that distant marriage shortly. But how do you identify a married woman apart from the ring we wear? Because there are some persons that will just brand this ring, and when you see them act, sometimes you will be surprised. You know, apart from the ring, apart from the fact that bride price has been paid and other ceremonies, you know, done, how else would you identify a married woman? Let's take it from dressing.
Okay, from dressing.
Let's take it from dressing.
Okay, thank you. She said we should take it from dressing. There are many ways to identify a married woman. Before now, when we were growing up, as a data woman, you identify a married woman when she ties 2 wrappers. And the ones that are not married, when they dress, they tie it one single, but down to the leg. But once the person is married, you will not make it 2. It's not double, because they assume if you tie double, if anything happen and one pull off, you have another one inside.
You have insurance
that you are covered. So then you identify a married woman with that. I'm talking from the area I came from. Then generally, a married woman, there are ways a married woman comports herself. There are ways a married woman dress. You cannot say because of trends. It's not every trending thing that a married woman should copy. It's not at all. You always remember that you have a name to protect as a married woman. You will not want to be embarrassed. You will not want to be treated shabbily when you know you are a married woman. No married woman will like it, or your husband will not like it. So have it at the back of your mind that I'm protecting my name. I have a name to protect as a married woman. Then you dress decently. A married woman cannot dress and expose some sensitive part of her body with all the cleavage open to bring an insult to her, because you give room for people to make reproach of you as a married woman.
That's what is happening.
That's why I use the word trending. It's not all trending things that married woman should copy.
Okay. Not all clothes that you should wear.
Not all clothes that you should wear. A married woman, you see some young girls who just put on clothes that are just like net, and the body is exposed. A married woman cannot wear ordinary net where you see inside of her. Even the young girls that does it is not a good one. It doesn't make you a good or a better person. Not to talk about married woman. Like sometimes ago, a married woman that was carrying the child went for school runs. It was a public place. Precisely 2005. She was carrying her child. Because the top she was wearing was so short, like you call it cropped top. Everybody sees that that woman had her baby or deliver one of the babies through CS. The line where
that fine thin line there,
that tiny line where they cut her was showing. It was that many of the women were complaining, what is this? This is wrong. She didn't even care. I can't call that a married woman. Fine, she's a married woman, but she's not a responsible married woman. That is where comes the difference.
Okay. A married woman must be responsible.
Yes, a married woman must be responsible. And one of the ways for you to be responsible or seen as a responsible married woman is the manner or the way you dress. Your dressing matters, not just putting on the ring. You put on the ring and you expose all parts of your body. Does not make you a responsible married woman. So a married woman should be well dressed, well covered. Should be well, all your sensitive parts should be well covered.
So you dress the way you want to be addressed.
Yes, you dress the way you want to be addressed. So if you want to be addressed as a responsible married woman, you dress decently.
Okay. So we're talking about decent clothes. Now, what would you consider as decent clothes for a married woman, apart from the two wrapper thing? Because lots of women don't want to tie wrapper anymore.
Yes.
They don't want to tie wrapper anymore, probably because of hustling and all that. You know, a lot of women do a lot of hustling these days, and they feel two wrapper will be like hindering them, or will hinder them from performing some chores.
It's a good one. Like we have some married women that works in the bank. I think the banking center have the best dress code. If you are on suit, you are on trouser suit decently. If you are on gown suit or skirt suit, it is decent. I remember some times ago, I was braiding my hair. A lady came to make her hair there. And the lady that was making hair was trying to combine it with either gold or wine color. She said no, they don't use that in their bank.
Okay.
That is a good one. The bank has restricted them for not using that loud color. So even in the bank, they dress decently. And if you work in maybe the nature of your work, you cannot wear a very long skirt and blouse. There are decent English office wear that you can wear as a married woman. You will not wear clothes that will expose your cleavage and begin to tempt your boss. And when you get home, you tell your husband, my boss is
harassing me sexually.
Meanwhile, you started the harassment. Yes,
you wore the green lights on your body.
Yes. So there are decent clothes apart from the wrapper. You know, I said from Delta State that the tie two wrapper. But now you have there are good native you can wear as a married woman. Good native, like what you are putting on now is a native.
You're busting my brains now.
It's long, everywhere is covered. What I'm putting on, even though his English is long, at least I cannot expose my cleavage to the public as a married woman, or wear very shaping clothes. Like at times I was seeing some married women, they will wear bodies, pregnant women. They wear bodies, the shape of the pregnancy, their hip, everything would just
come out as
then
if they are nude.
If it were to be before, you would just see one elderly woman would just give her wrapper and cover her up. No, that does not make you trending. It's an act of irresponsibility.
Okay. All right, married woman, you've been asked to dress the way you want to be addressed. Now let's look at what qualifies a married woman in a home, the married woman and her in-laws. Because most often the time you find scuffles at home. Not with her husband, but maybe with her husband's brother, her husband's sister. How should a married woman comport herself in the home not to trample on the rights of the in-laws, and the in-laws not to override the rights of the married woman in the house, particularly if these in-laws live with them?
That is another very, very big issue. Married woman, how you deal with your in-laws at home, especially when you live with them. Coming from the origin of marriage, the Bible specifies that a man will leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife.
Okay.
Fine. The Bible did not say you should drive away your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your siblings. Because you want to marry, you will not drive them away. They have to be around. But if you are living with your in-laws, because even if you leave your father and mother, there's always along the line that you need them. You might not need them, but circumstance will make you bring them around you. A man that have a mother of about 70 or 80 years old, and your mother is sick, you cannot throw your mother away because you have a wife. You have to bring her home. Even the same thing to the woman. A woman that has a mother of about 60, 70, 80 years, and your mother is sick, you cannot say because the Bible says a man will leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, you will not bring your mother and your mother is sick. Or you have younger ones who just graduated looking for a job, they need to come around. So what you need to do, you try as much as possible to live peaceably with them. You try as much as possible to live peaceably with them, that's all. Because there's one thing I've come to find out, no matter how you try to please in-laws, there are some that appreciate you. Once you are good, you do all that you need to do as a good married woman, they will appreciate it. They appreciate it. I've seen daughters, in-laws, and mother-in-laws that are very, very close, very compatible, even closer to the mother-in-law than their own mother. Good and fine. And I have seen some, no matter how you serve them, no matter how you respect them, no matter what you try to do, there is one there that will want to look for fault. There is one that will want to look for your problem. It's in all families. So when you notice such a one, what I tell them is, try as much as possible to live peaceably with them.
How do you live peaceably with them? That's a big question.
It's a big question. To live peaceably with them is, there's one thing I've come to realize, everything is not permanent change. If it's a young woman, a day will come, she will get married and go. If he's a young man, a day will come, he will get a job, or he will get one or two things he has to do outside your home. They will not be there forever. So long they will not be there forever, then you develop ways to live with them. But there are some that are extremely, extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. You just can't please them. So live peaceably with them so that you will have peace.
All right, let's look at married woman and her husband. You know, often the time you see women say, okay, I've asked for this money, you have refused to give me this money. All right, I will see now. Share night will come. You will see now. You know that kind of a woman that uses sex as a weapon of war with her husband. Should that be?
That is very, very wrong.
Okay.
is a very, if there is any woman doing that, is a very, very wrong thing. That marriage is in a problem. Because at least from my age now, I have a son. I have sons. I will not be happy if my son comes home and tell me, yes, my wife did such thing to me. I will not be happy. I don't teach. What I teach is what the Bible says about it. You cannot defraud yourself. Don't say because your husband didn't give you money, and when he needs you, you will tell him you want to punish him. You do it today, you do it the other day, you are inviting the man. In fact, you are telling the man, you need another ikaete.
Outside. Okay.
So, some people listening to me now will say, if I refuse my husband once or twice, then I go make him go outside. You are putting the man under pressure. You are, if not pressure, you are tormenting the man. I handled a case some few time ago. The woman said the man is always complaining every day that she's tired. So there was always quarrel. So when they came to me, I find out that was just their issue. They don't have any other problem. And I told her, he's your husband. You have to, even if you say 10 times a day, you have to. And the man used a word for me. He said, Mommy, after the day walk, I walk throughout the day, I will come back home. What I will use to step down, my wife is telling me no. Then how do I step down? He said that is what he used to step.
Okay.
He said that's what he used to step down.
That's his relief.
And I told the woman, if you want to be happy and you want your husband to be happy, please go.
She should submit.
She should submit.
Okay.
And after then, I monitored them for a while, and no issue. She said, no issue. In fact, I have to give it to him whenever he wants. So don't pay your husband back because he didn't give you money. Probably after you submit, you will get what you want. You don't know.
Okay.
But some men will still want to do it if he not agree and won't give money. No. There are some women that will say no. No, it's not a weapon of war, please. It's supposed to be something that is bringing you together happily, lovely, and
and every other thing will follow. Okay, now let's look. We've talked about dressing. We've talked about relationship with in-laws. Now, there are some marriages where there is no personal relationship between the husband and the wife. The only relationship is, Madam, set, let me do and go. You know? No other thing between them. Would you call such a marriage a marriage?
They are in marriage, but it's just that the marriage is not sweet. And it can still be worked on. It's very, very simple. The simple way for that is communication. What is happening there is communication. Because there is communication gap, there is no emotions. They don't have soft spots for each other. There's communication gap. And that thing just started little and grew to become bad like that. If a husband and wife, you are at home with your husband or your wife, you don't relate, no close communication, something is wrong. And that thing that is wrong today can grow to become big. Before you know it, the woman begin to lose interest, the man begin to lose interest. It's very, very dangerous. So if there's any marriage like that now, please just drop whatever that is there, come together, learn to communicate. It's communication gap. When husband and wife communicates very well, such things cannot happen. So I've seen marriages who say, for the past 1 week, me and my husband not talk. Me and my husband, we don't talk. We've not been playing. In fact, he just gives me money. I take my children, go to school, I go to work and all that. He's very, very dangerous. There's an incident that happened recently, not quite long. Because of this kind of, we don't talk. Just give me money. If he wants to make love, just call her. They make love, they don't talk. The man came back from work. The man is an asthmatic patient. I think he didn't go to work with his inhaler that day. And when he drove into the compound, he before he got to the compound, he already had that crisis. He just picked up his phone and was calling the wife. The wife just looked at it. What are you calling me for? I beg you. So the security man watched that Oga has been there for some time, and he went to check. Oga was just like this, and the security man screamed. Went, he said, I called madam. Before they rushed the man to the hospital, the man was dead. So it was the phone. From the phone, you see that she has called the wife several times.
So because of this?
Because of
unnecessary malice in the house.
Yes, unnecessary malice in the house. If my husband calls me and I didn't pick once, it's a problem. And if I call him, he didn't pick once, maybe I'm not home, I want to call the next person. And immediately he sees the call, he will call back. There should be close communication. And when you are at home, communicate. If you don't communicate, you don't know your husband, you don't know your wife. Both of you are like strangers. Where husband and wife have a close communication, third party cannot come between them. Most of the issues we have in marriages today is because there is communication gap.
All right, communication gap. The program you're watching is Woman to Woman on ITV, and I am discussing the married woman with Jewel Iguano Igebo Jacob, who is a seasoned counselor on relationship and marriage matters. We're going to take a very short break here. If you check your screen, you'll see all our social media address. Use anyone, feel free to use anyone. Soon we'll add a WhatsApp number. Just use anyone. Get to us on the program Woman to Woman. Ask any question, suggest any topic. We're open to criticism, but that criticism must be very objective. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we will, get to the concluding part of this topic. We'll see you again. We're back, and the program is Woman to Woman. I'm Adorable Adesiwa, and I have Jewel Iguano Igebo Jacob, who is a seasoned counselor on relationship and marriage matters. Well, before we went on break, we talked about communication, we talked about dressing. Now, a married woman, what should a married woman do to attract her husband more? Because some married women will claim that, I don't blame me, now I have children, now he has married me, I'm in his house now, he doesn't care anymore, he goes outside to see other women and stuff like that. How should a married woman keep her husband, attract him the more? We'll just do this in a few minutes because time is not our friend.
Thank you so much. This is a very beautiful question. There are many ways a married woman can attract her husband closely to herself. There are many ways.
Like bread and butter.
Yes. You see, men, they are like adult baby. When you see your husband as an adult baby, you pamper him. Like I always use one word for my women in the church. Potpourri your husband. Or else, someone else will help you to potpourri him. Some will tell you, no matter how you potpourri your husband, they are the ones that will go outside, will soon go outside. Do your best and leave the rest for God.
Okay.
Pamper see your husband like a breastfeeding baby that you are carrying. Pet him, pamper him, see to his needs at all time, pay attention to him, give him listening ear, give him all the attention that he needs. No matter how busy you are, a woman so busy you are just coming from outside, the first thing you do, go straight to your husband. Your husband is coming from work, the first thing you do, meet him, give him, pamper him like a breastfeeding baby. I tell you, you will get him. Okay. In totality. All right, thank you very much for being part of our program today, and I'm sure you will come again because we are not done. I want to come again. Thank you so much. All right, women, this is it. Pamper your husband and you will get him like this. That is just the magic. There's no other Momo button. We'll see you again next week. Until then, be a married woman that you're supposed to be and dress the way you want to be addressed, and every other thing will be fine. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.